Royal Road University acknowledges that the campus is on the traditional lands of Esquimalt and Songhees ancestors and families. With gratitude, we live, work, and learn here where the past, present, and future of Indigenous and non-Indigenous students, faculty, and staff come together. Let's have a look here to see what are we debating here and who is our stakeholder.
High-flex learning is a topic that does span three major stakeholders in post-secondary institutions. For the purposes of the debate, we will be taking the perspective of the student. The COVID-19 pandemic has impacted the day-to-day life and routine of everyone globally, including how post-secondary institutions are delivering courses. The pandemic accelerated the trend towards high-flex learning, but the trend was already well established. Koeneke and Morehouse 2021 note institutions must consider options to accommodate increasingly diverse student needs and public health requirements. In some cases, institutions have turned to the high-flex model of course delivery. The high-flex model allows for greater accessibility for students, but it does have its challenges. In this time of rapid change, the merits of the high-flex model in relation to the future of post-secondary education is a critical discussion for higher education stakeholders. Abdelmalak and Para 2018 present the following benefits to high-flex learning. They suggest that high-flex learning allows for accommodating student needs and life circumstances, differentiating instruction to meet different learning styles and preferences, increasing access to course content and instruction, and encouraging student choice and control. Rosen, 2021, notes that there is a rise in high-flex learning already happening at the community college level in the United States, and Koeneke and Morehouse, 2021, predict the need for diverse course delivery models for the foreseeable future. In this debate, we are arguing in the affirmative for the resolution, be it resolved that post-secondary institutions should offer high-flex course delivery as a standard. In exploring the issue, we believe that there are three key arguments that support high-flex learning as a new standard. High-flex learning supports educational access, it improves quality of learning, and it offers benefits for all institutional stakeholders. I will now pass it to Rowan to present our first argument.
HyFlex, or synchronous hybrid learning, offers multiple benefits related to educational access, specifically reducing factors that exclude students from participation in a course. Sometimes this exclusion is driven by more permanent circumstances, such as geographic location, like students not being in the same area as the institution, or synchronous time availability, like student being unavailable at the time of day when the course is delivered. Studies by Abdelmalak and Para, or Wiles and Ball, underline more acute temporary circumstances that can present as barriers to individual student participation in in-person or synchronous-only course delivery models, like instances of student illness. This model can also provide for a quick pivot to online-only course delivery for acute temporary circumstances that impact more class participants, like the current COVID-19 pandemic, instances of climate change-related natural disasters like recent flooding in BC and the Atlantic provinces, or for areas impacted by labor, political, or societal unrest. Other studies draw a direct connection between the ability of a high-flex or synchronous hybrid learning environment to respond to the responsibilities and realities of our current society and contemporary student demographics. Race et al. Indicate that this type of learning environment, quote, takes a multifaceted student population into account, unquote. A high-flex learning environment can also dramatically increase student access to learning environments for highly specialized content that might normally be taught at one specific geographic location. And to this point, we've used the term educational access broadly, but high-flex can also work to facilitate access to learning opportunities for specific underrepresented students, like first-generation or racialized students, or students with disability-related barriers. While increasing various forms of educational access for students is an important benefit of high-flex learning environments, Equally important is how this model impacts the learning taking place in the learning environment. HyFlex courses are already technologically set up to bring in remote, geographically disparate student voices. This established setup also makes it easier for course instructors to include expertise from outside the institution, creating a richer learning experience for students. Taking this idea further, providing students the opportunity to gain exposure to the creative and pedagogically effective use of education-related technology can help prepare them for careers in our technology-mediated society. Anastasiades et al. Speaks to the ability of this course delivery model to strengthen social relations between remote and local students, and remote students and instructors. Anastasiades and other studies have established how it can also facilitate interpersonal, research, or co-curricular connections all over the world, again creating a richer learning experience for students. Abdelmalak et al. Established that students see HyFlex as an effective way for an instructor to differentiate instruction, meeting individual student learning preferences or strategies. In this study, the flexibility offered by a HyFlex model was found to provide a sense of control over one's own learning, increasing the relevance of the learning environment to the student's life circumstances and enhancing a student's motivation to learn, as well as their engagement and participation. Though there have been limited empirical studies on HyFlex learning outcomes, such as test scores, motivation, need satisfaction, and perceived success, in a meta-analysis published in 2020, Rice et al. Found the available studies indicated no negative impacts to learning outcomes between in-person and remote HyFlex student cohorts. And one of the most important findings seen in multiple studies is the role a HyFlex learning environment can play in promoting student retention.
There are multiple ways in which other institutional stakeholders benefit from the implementation of HyFlex or synchronous hybrid learning. For the broader institution, HyFlex can allow for better utilization of physical space. As we've previously discussed, it can also expand educational access. From an institutional perspective, that means courses can reach a greater base of students, potentially increasing revenue. Instructors can experience some of the same benefits as students, like the flexible physical attendance. In some cases, HyFlex can also reduce workload by eliminating the need to teach the same course at different times, which some instructors also must teach at different geographic locations. Benefits to these stakeholders may, on the surface, seem unrelated to the student perspective. However, it does not take much to draw a line from the initiatives that create efficiencies for institutions, expand revenue generation capacity, and increase flexibility for instructional staff while potentially decreasing workload for those same instructional staff, to the residual student benefits that can result from institutions, faculty, and staff having more money, space, and time.
HyFlex learning is not a flawless model, and we acknowledge that there may be some challenges to its implementation. Abdelmalek and Para, Rosen, Korenke, and Moorhouse all note that there might be technology challenges facing starting HyFlex courses. The delivery of HyFlex courses requires special equipment, software, and training to facilitate delivery properly. While this may be a challenge, institutions can easily enable established best practices for faculty or student technological challenges. Another challenge identified by Rosen, Koenke, and Moorhouse was the need to adopt a curriculum in the HyFlex model. Courses that were successfully delivered in the past, in person or online, may need to be re-envisioned to take advantage of the unique benefits of the HyFlex model. A healthy curriculum should always be evolving and under evaluation to take advantage of new innovations. Established best practices exist for developing HyFlex curriculum. Abdelmalek and Para also noted some potential pedagogical challenges, specifically that some students in the HyFlex model did not attend in person or online, or watch the recordings afterwards, or found other loopholes. We believe that this problem is not specific to HyFlex learning and that attendance at the post-secondary level can be an issue regardless of the delivery model. Despite the potential challenges, we believe that the benefits of HyFlex learning outweigh the financial, human resources, and the pedagogical investment required. HyFlex learning may lead to increased enrollment and higher retention.
In conclusion, we believe that the affirmative of the resolution, be it resolved, that post-secondary institutions should offer HyFlex course delivery as a standard. It is beneficial for students and provides global benefits for all stakeholders in the institution. During this debate, our team has shown that HyFlex course delivery is beneficial to students. HyFlex learning supports educational access, it improves quality of learning, and it offers benefits for all institutional stakeholders. The pandemic accelerated the trend towards HyFlex learning, but the trend was already well established. HyFlex learning, despite its challenges, offers today's students the best of both worlds. It allows students access to high-quality instruction while at the same time allowing them to meet other responsibilities such as work and family. We have included our references for your review. Kwana.